Dear comrades, welcome back to the education series of AIPRPA. The Department of Post has issued a clarificatory order on the MACP. That OM was released on 6th September 2021. Immediately, there was enormous confusion amongst our rank and file. One major confusion was whether this OM has rectified the problem of pensioners, the problem of promotee pensioners, and they will get their due promotion which was denied to them by the introduction of MACP. This was the basic question. So naturally, we are very much interested in taking up this OM and review all the points that are incorporated in the said OM. First, let us understand the basics of MACP. What is the MACP basically denotes to? MACP was introduced from 1/9/2008 after the 6th Pay Commission. We were basically covered by TBOP and BCR system of promotions. So naturally, this MACP system was new to us and we have opted for MACP because of certain historical reasons. After opting the MACP, it was introduced to the postal employees from 1/9/2008. The basics of the MACP is that every government employee during his or her service will be granted minimum three upgradations on completion of 10th year, 20th year and 30th year of service, starting from the initial entry in the department or the initial direct entry in the department. And these 10, 20 and 30 years, end of the period, the MACP will be granted provided the employee could not get his regular promotion by 10th, by 20th and by 30th year of his service. This is the basics of MACP. We should keep in mind that MACP was never implemented from the date of our promotion. MACP was always calculated from the date of our entry in the direct recruited cadre of the department. If we are recruited as postman, then the date of entry as postman was taken into consideration for all the grant of MACPs 1, 2 and 3. If we entered into service as a Group D, which was subsequently converted into MTS, and we might have complete the limited departmental competitive examination and became a postal assistant, but always the MACP was calculated from the date of entry in the Group D cadre in which we have entered the department. This is the basics of MACP system that we should understand. Secondly, what is the difference between TBOP BCR and the MACP? That we should also understand. TBOP BCR was a promotion that the postal employees alone could get because of the continuous struggles and demands raised by the NFPTE, and there were a lot of struggles we have launched in order to get that promotion. Actually, people retired without even getting a single promotion in those days. Therefore, the demand of TBOP and the BCR is gained momentum because of the struggle launched by the NFPTE. And after some time, the government agreed and introduced TBOP and subsequently the BCR system of promotion to postal employees only. The basic difference with the MACP and the TBOP BCR system is that the TBOP and the BCR are given to every cadre. If a particular official got the promotion from postman to PA, then TBOP and BCR were calculated after 16 and 26 years of clerical service. If a Group D had promoted to a postman and remained as a postman throughout his service, then TBOP and BCR was calculated from the date he entered as postman, and in the postman cadre his TBOP and BCR was calculated and given. But the MACP was never calculated from the date of promotion in the new cadre. Whether the promotion is because of the automatic regular in situ promotion granted by the government or by the employee's own effort. He had competed in a competitive examination and joined another cadre. Whatever be the reason, a promotion is always considered as part of the MACP system, and MACP is calculated from the date of entry in the government service, and never your promotion date was taken into consideration for the grant of MACP. This is number 2. Then we have to come to the 6/9/2021 OM issued by the Department of Post. There is a feeling that the long pending demand of the promotees, namely the promotees also should get equal footing like the direct entry officials, that is the demand of the promotees for a long time. Many court cases starting from Jodhpur CAT we have filed, and many cases we have won and some cases we have lost, but the basic aspect of the court case that we won is that the promotions earned by participating in competitive examinations should not be calculated against MACP, should be ignored, and MACP of 10, 20 and 30 years should be given to each employee, undermining the promotion he has already earned by competitive examination. This is the main crux of the particular court case. But the 6/9/2021 OM, whether it solves this problem, that is the crux of the issue. Many people wrongly think that the promotees problem is solved. 6/9/21 order OM solves the problem of promotees. That is the contention raised by some comrades. But comrades, if we go through the order very carefully, if we read the 6/9/2021 OM very carefully, we can easily understand that never the problem of promotees was sorted out by this OM. A promotee remained always a stage below the direct entry cadre of that particular post. If a person from postman or Group D promoted to PA, and whatever be the 6/9/21 order says, he will always remain a step lower than the direct entry PA. The direct entry PA under MACP system will go to 4,600 grade pay. But a promotee PA will always reach only 4,200 grade pay, whatever be the calculations and all that. Therefore, the basic problem of promotees never sorted out by this particular OM. That is the basic thing that we have to understand without any doubt. Then the postman PA promotees. A postman becomes a PA. To what level he can reach? He can reach only up to the level of 4,200. Even if he remains as a postman, direct entry postman, and never becomes a postal assistant by competitive examination, he will reach the 4,200 grade pay. Because first, second and third MACP, when granted to postman who was in 2,000 grade pay level, his first will be 2,400, his second MACP will be 2,800, and the third and final MACP will be for 4,200. Even if he becomes a postal assistant by competitive examination, from 2,000 he goes to 2,400 grade pay because of his promotion to postal assistant is taken into consideration. For MACP, you are supposed to got the first promotion within 10 years. Therefore, the remaining second and third MACP to 2,800 and 4,200 alone will come to you. Therefore, a direct postman, if he remains a postman cadre or even if he takes up the examination and joins the postal assistant, he cannot reach 4,600 grade pay. He will always reach only 4,200 grade pay, and that way the main problem of the promotees is not sorted out by this 6/9/2021 order. Similarly, a Group D who joined the service, whatever be the year, we know very well that the Group D pay scales were amalgamated from 1/1/2006, so that 1, 2, 2A and 3 pay scales prevailed in those days, starting from 2,550, 2,610 and 2,650 as well as 2,750 were all joined together, and a Group D was converted into a Class 3 MTS, and he was fitted in the pay scale of 1,800 grade pay. That we know very well. But before that amalgamation of pay scales of the Group D and conversion into MTS a Class 3, many people who were recruited as Group D got their TBOP also in the earlier years. But because of this amalgamation, the government has ordered that all the basic pay and all the TBOP promotion etc. given prior to the amalgamation of pay scales should be ignored, and the basic cadre of the Group D will hereafter be called as MTS, and his grade pay will be 1,800, and the TBOP MTS will be granted 1,900 grade pay. This is the new order given out by the government after the amalgamation of pay scales of the Group D. But here, take the case of an MTS. MTS who enters in 1,800. His first MACP is 1,900. Second will be 2,000. Third will be 2,400. Even if he gets a promotion to postman cadre, he will go to only 2,000 instead of 1,900. 1,800 basic, entry level, then 2,000 as postman, then 2,000 postman, 2,400 is second MACP, and then he will reach only 2,800 as his third MACP. He will never reach this level to which a direct entry postman can reach. A direct entry postman can reach 4,200. That he will never reach. He will reach only 2,800. Even if he passes the postal assistant examination, from MTS he becomes a postal assistant and goes over to 2,400 grade pay, then 2 more MACPs will be given to him, then he will go only up to the level of 4,200 grade pay, and never he will be able to reach the 4,600 grade pay which the direct entry PAs are getting. Therefore, we should understand very clearly that the OM on 6/9/2021 never sorts out the basic problem of promotees, whether you are a Group D to postman promotee, whether you are a postman to PA promotee, or whether you are a MTS to PA promotee. Your basic problem remains as it is, and this OM dated 6/9/2021 never attempts to solve the basic problem of the promotees. That we should clearly understand. That is one thing. And we should now come to the OM itself. What is the basic aspect of the OM? What the OM tried to say? The OM is about the fixation benefit to be given to the government employee on grant of MACP and on grant of regular promotion, even by competitive examination. It is treated as regular promotion. When a promotion comes after the MACP, how the fixation should be done. Then MACP is followed by his regular promotion, then how the fitment should be given. Therefore, the OM is only talking about the fixation benefit of MACP and the regular promotion and the MACP again. This is the basic aspect of the OM. So that we should not forget. And it says that when you are granted MACP, you should be given the fixation benefit of 3% increment of your basic pay and grade pay, and also if there is any jump in the grade pay, that should be given while grant of MACP. After the grant of MACP, if you are elevated to a regular promoted cadre, then there is no question of giving any fixation benefit. You should only be given the grade pay jump, if any, that benefit can be given. If there is no grade pay jump, then there is no fixation also, but the employees will be on promotion, will be fitted either in the same slab level, and if the same slab is absent in the new scale, then the next slab should be given as the basic entry pay in the promoted cadre. Only provision, only protection that was given while such regular promotion was granted was that the basic pay of the direct entry cadre of that particular post should be maintained for the promoted cadre also. If I become a direct entry cadre, then the direct entry cadre may get a particular basic pay. That basic pay will be ensured, provided the post has got a direct entry element, that is in the case of the postal assistant, that is in the case of postman, that is in the case of other posts for which direct entry element are available. If there is a direct entry element available to the promoted post, then the minimum entry point given to the direct entry cadre will be protected to the promoted cadres also. This is the crux of the situation, and this is what the OM tries to explain. And there are cadets for which there is no direct entry is available. For example, PSS Group B. For example, AAO, there is no direct entry available. Only under promotion you can go to those posts. But when you go to those posts, the protection given by the DOP and OM that the minimum of the pay for the direct entry cadre should be protected, that protection is absent. So you will not be able to get any minimum protection, but on the other hand, you will get only 3% fixation benefit, and then you will get the grade pay of that cadre, and your pay will be protected, your pay will be fitted. The only difference is that if you are getting AAO or the PSS Group B promotion after 3 MACPs or after the framework of MACP, you are getting that particular post, you will get the 3% fixation benefit. Otherwise, the posts like IPO, where direct entry element are there, or the post of IPOs, or the postmaster grade 1, if you are getting the promotion to these posts within the MACP system, that is 3 MACPs are available. If you are getting that promotion, even on your writing an examination based on competitiveness basis, you will never get that particular post with the fixation benefit, because the fixation benefit of 3% increment is totally denied to any post when you are getting the promotion during the ambit of MACP. After 3 MACPs, if you become promoted to any post, then you are able to get the 3% fixation, and that is how the illustration is also explaining us that when persons go and get their 4th promotion to PSS Group B or to AAO, they are getting the 3% fitment benefit. But of course, the lack of direct entry element is the reason why the protection of the DOPT OM is absent, and they are always given only 3% benefit and the grade pay increase and fitted in the new scale. This is the system under which we are living. This is the crux of the OM of 6/9/2021. There are three illustrations given. I ignore the first illustration because it is a straightforward illustration and anyone who goes through that order can understand it. But illustration 2 and illustration 3 are definitely we have to concentrate. What is the illustration 2? Illustration 2 says about a Group D who entered into the service on a particular date. and how this particular group D, because of the amalgamation of scales, though he entered in 1990, this group D, because of the amalgamation of pay scales of group D into MTS on 1/1/2006, and therefore whatever the entry scale was, whatever the TBOP scale was given to this group D, all those things were ignored, and from 1/1/2006 this particular converted MTS was given 1800 grade pay, and his TBOP was calculated from 1/9/2008 because it was the date on which the MACP was introduced. Therefore, undermining his TBOP promotion granted earlier in the lower scale, he was given TBOP to 1900 grade pay from 1/9/2008. This is the point that we can understand from seeing the illustration number 2. Afterwards, the same MTS, he may become a postman, he may become a postal assistant, he may get his second and third MACP, whatever it is. The example, if you study the example very clearly, you can understand that the MTS promotee, he always cannot reach above 4200 if he gets promoted to PA cadre, and if he gets promoted to postman cadre, he can never aim to go above 2800 grade pay. This is the crux of the illustration number 2 that we can amply study and understand. Then illustration number 3, it talks about a postman, and you can read the particular illustration very thoroughly. And the postman, though the postman pay scales were upgraded to 3050 scale by the 5th pay commission, comrades, the postman pay scale, it was implemented from 10/10/97 after the 5th pay commission. The postmen were granted 3050. But because of winning the court case, the P4 organization's effort triumphed, and the department ultimately, after much delay, issued an order in 2018 and thereby granted the higher scale of 3050, 4590 from 1196 itself. Therefore, the pay scale of the postman got elevated to 3050 scale from 1196, and this particular scale of postman was upgraded to 3200 level by the next pay commission. So these two aspects we have to take into account. So while look at the illustration number 3, we can understand that the postmen who were fitted in the elevated pay scale, subsequently they got PA examination passed, and then their second MACP or third MACP, whatever the explanation, illustration explains us, the fact remains that the postman promotee to PA cadre will never be able to reach 4600. The example is very clear that only up to 4200 grade pay he can go, and 4600 like the direct entry PA, it was always denied to the PA. This is the crux of the matter. So I think I have made myself very clear that the promotee's problem, that ignore the examination written by the promotees on their own under limited departmental competitive basis, and those who have passed this particular examination and got the promotion, that promotion should not be counted against the MACP. That aspect is totally missing in the order on 6/9/2021. Therefore, we need not wrongly understand that the promotee's problem is sorted out, or we are given 3 MACPs like that. Don't think always we were given 3 MACPs. Always the promotees were given 3 MACPs. Only thing is that their promotion to any cadre was adjusted against the MACP, and therefore, though they got 3 MACPs, technically they could never reach like the direct entry cadre of that particular post. This is the main issue that we have to understand, and we should not fail to understand this aspect. Therefore, comrade, it is very clear that this OM has also withdrawn the fitment benefit earlier granted to postmaster grade 1 and to IPOs. And we have to be very clear why it was withdrawn, whether the withdrawal is right or wrong. According to MACP system, the withdrawal is correct, because MACP system says that you will get the promotion only within this period. If you don't get the promotion in 10, 20 and 30 years, you will get the MACP. Therefore, these particular promotions, though they were granted, when the MACP system is alive, you will not be given any extra fitment benefit like 3% fitment benefit. That is the main issue. So it was withdrawn. Whether it is right or wrong, whether the post carries higher responsibility or not, that is a different question. It is a demand that we may raise. We may demand that the postmaster grade 1 carries higher responsibility. We may demand that the IPO's post carries higher responsibility. Therefore, the fitment benefit should be there. Like that we can argue, we can take up the demand. But under the MACP system, we are not eligible for any fitment benefit other than the grade pay jump, if that is there. Otherwise, we will be fitted in the next slab if there is no equal slab. But the only protection was given under DOP and OM after the 6th CPC, after the 7th CPC, was that the minimum pay given to the direct entry cadre was always protected, and that is the only protection that we could get because of this OM dated 6/9/2021. So we should basically understand that the 6/9/21 OM is to elaborate, is to clarify how the fitment should be given while MACP is granted, how the fitment should be given when the regular promotion is granted after the MACP, how the MACP fitment should be given after the promotion. That is the crux of the order, and there was no intention to sort out the promotee's problem at all. This we should understand very clearly, and I am confident that I have explained to my best of ability that the promotee's problem still there, and we are fighting the case in the courts. Many courts have ruled in our favor. It is still in the Supreme Court, and Madras CAT also, when this issue was argued, the judge said, you are quoting judgments of High Court. The other side is also quoting judgments of High Court. So I am confused. I cannot decide. I will write to the chairman of the principal CAT chairman and seek his guidance, and I will request him to come over to Madras, and he will preside over the bench so that a clear understanding will arrive. And accordingly, he has written, and principal bench chairman, he also came to Chennai, and the case is proceeding, and we are not able to intervene because of the COVID. After the COVID, normalization will come and the court case will proceed, and Supreme Court also will give a speaking order on this issue, and the government should accept the position that the examination in the Postal Department, where all posts are competitive in nature, there is no qualifying examination. Today, all examinations in the Postal Department, all examinations are competitive based. So a person who gets the promotion after attending the competitive examination, that should not be counted against MACP. This basic aspect should be understood by the government as explained by the court. Till then, the problem of promotees will continue. Thank you, comrades. We will fight out for justice. Thank you very much.